time for us to get started. People,
Yeah.
time for us to get going. Okay, guys, so you know the way it rolls. We always start bang on time. So thank you for turning up. Looking at the faces, mostly people that have already been part of the business. As they've got more people coming in. If you're not yet part of the business, then welcome to how we run our training sessions. They're much more informal than the sessions that we do when we're doing the business presentation. And these are here to help you to build your business, simple as that. And tonight we wanted to go through some basics, and this is stuff that Simon and I have wanted to do for ages, and it throws back to stuff that I remember going back as far back as 30 years ago, with some of the stuff that Simon was teaching me when I first came into this business 30 years ago. But the fundamentals don't change, principles don't change. So we're going to show you some stuff that I think is hugely important. And I hope you will take very good notes, because this is all about network marketing in 2021 and what's going to happen next year with this business, because this business is going to be off the charts for you next year. If you do what we say and what we're showing you, and not just what we say, but what we do, and that's going to be the most important thing, what we do. Copy what we do. Next year will be absolutely and utterly off the charts. So the first thing we need to understand is that there are three parts to our business. And the first thing is the products that we have. Now, I'm not going to talk about, guys, a couple of people are unmuted. Can you just mute yourself, please, because it's all bleeding over this. In fact, let me step over. I'm going to mute everyone. So I'll unmute everyone, and then Simon, you can unmute yourself if you will, please. So I'm not going to talk so much about the products, because as far as the products are concerned, I Am Academy is all about teaching you the products. You know, we've got professional educators, almost 200 professional educators these days, who know way more than I do about it. Why would I try to teach you about it? The second aspect of the business is marketing, and the third aspect of the business is you. So let's talk about the product. The products, first of all, in essence. They're all covered in Go Live by our educators. There are Go Live sessions that happen 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, plus a ton more that still happen at the weekend. Everything you need to know is there for you and taught to you by experts. All you need to do is use the products yourself, and that's a key one. Actually use it. We do see some people coming into this business, and I'm not quite sure why they've joined, because they don't use the products. And this is a conversation Simon and I have on a regular basis, and we don't get why people don't use it. These products can make you money. You don't have to sell anything to anybody. You don't have to go and talk to anyone. You can make money just using the products. Why would you join the business, not talk to anybody, and not use the products as well? That's a bit of a puzzle. So if you don't want to talk to anyone, that's great. We don't force people to do something they don't want to do, but at least use the products, because you can make money out of it. The next thing we want to talk about, however, is network marketing, because this is the biggie, and this is really where Simon and I come from. And this is the interesting thing, because network marketing, from when I came into this industry and when Simon came into it, has changed completely. The internet has changed our world completely. Simon and I are both so old. There was no such thing as the internet. There was no such thing as email. In fact, we were about the first two people walking around with mobile phones, and there was a point where we were so embarrassed to have mobile phones, because so few people had them, that it was quite embarrassing to admit that you had one, because people called you a yuppie if you had a mobile phone. And we'd be traveling from venue to venue up and down the motorway, and we'd sort of travel with a few other people as well sometimes. And we wait for a queue, we wait for people to be stood in the queue, and they just approach the checkout to pay for a mug of tea or whatever, and then we'd phone them and make the phone ring just to embarrass them as they were doing it. It's a different world today. It's a completely different world. These days in network marketing, they tell you you need to be on Facebook. You've got to be on Facebook and you need to have a monster organization. You should be on Instagram. Instagram's where it's happening. Yeah, you've got to be on Instagram. You've got to be posting your lives daily. You've got to be posting this. You've got to be posting that. TikTok's the latest thing they've thrown at us. You've got to be all over TikTok. I don't get TikTok. We heard on GoPro a couple of weeks ago people talking about TikTok. I don't get it. You must be on YouTube. You've got to be on, if you're a YouTuber, you've got it made. You've got to understand about autoresponders. You've got to talk about chatbots. You need to know about social media advertising. There's all this stuff thrown at you. Larry and Taylor Thompson call this the Ferrari, the Lamborghini and bikini sort of thing. I have got no problem with Lamborghinis. I've got no problem with bikinis. I'd look stupid in either of them, but it's just not for me. But the thing is, everyone tells you you've got to become an influencer to do this business. You do not have to do all of that stuff. Here's the problem with it. 80% of the people in the world who are actively looking to make some extra money right now only want to make an extra $500 to $1,500 a month. And yet, we're talking to them about Lamborghinis, Ferraris, this, that, the other, big house, Learjets, people making hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. They don't care. They're not interested. It's time to really simplify things. And this is what Simon and I have been saying for the last few weeks now. And you're going to hear it forever and a day right now, because it is time for us to get back to this. Every time you add one more thing to the process, you make it more difficult and you turn people away. We want to get more people into our business. We don't want to turn people away from it. So we're going to go back to our roots. We're going to go back to network marketing, not social media marketing. Network marketing is what Simon was brought up in this industry with. That's what I was brought up in this industry with. And we know how to do it. Social media marketing has turned into something completely different. So let's talk about marketing in network marketing. Yeah, this is all you need to know. You need to learn this one question. I'm going to take some time and I'm going to let you write it down, but this is the question. If I could show you a way to make an extra $500 to $1,500 a month without changing your lifestyle, would you like to know how? Now you can make that £500, $500, 500 euros, 500, whatever you like, because we're a multinational business. We're all over the place. But 500 to 1,500 a month is what makes people think, yeah. Right now, in a world that's been hit by COVID, people losing their jobs, other people sitting there worried about losing their jobs because the company's giving them a hard time and they're worried whether the company's going to survive. And they're thinking, I've got a mortgage to pay. And not only is it a mortgage to pay, but my mortgage payment is going to go up because I've had a payments holiday, in inverted commas. I hate doing that inverted commas stuff, but that payment holiday wasn't, we'll let you miss your payments. That was, we'll let you add the debt and we'll put more interest on it. So the payment is going up. And these people are worried about how they're going to do that. They're more interested in 500 to 1,500 to pay their mortgage than they are about Lamborghinis and bikinis. That will make a world of difference. So I really, really do hope you've got that written down and memorize that question, because that one question asked to enough people has made Simon Brooks millions of dollars over a period of time. Yeah, because he's an old man now. So am I. So I was waiting for you. You hadn't smiled for a while. I thought it'd make you smile.
Yeah.
So that's marketing covered. That's it. Network marketing is simple. We've made it massively complicated. It does not have to be complicated. This business can be the simplest, best paid business in the world, or the hardest, toughest, worst paid business in the world, depending on how you make it. And we've been making it hard and badly paid because we've all been worrying about our social media profiles and all sorts of other crap. Let's just go back to talking to people. That's what we do well. And we've got people on here who are really, really good at talking to people. So now that we're all on a level playing field, we now all have the same products to market. We now all have the same marketing system. The marketing system is really simple, remember? Just go and ask people, if I can show you how to make 500 to 1,500 a month, that's it. That's the marketing system. There's only one other variable that's left right now. The only other variable in the equation, the third part of our business, is you. It's how you think about this, and it's how you feel about this. I put that up just for the sake of just looking and seeing what people's reactions were going to be. Success is optional. Isn't it wonderful to think that success is a choice? And yet it is a choice, because whether you actually make a success will depend on whether you take the option of talking to people. But here's the thing I know. If one person in I Am Academy is successful using the system and 99 people aren't successful because they're not using the system, we still have a system that works. The system works. Whether you use it or not, that's your choice. That's the optional part of it. So let's just look at that just a little bit deeper and see what it is. Today's the 10th of the month, okay? December, we've got 21 days left in December. Today's the 10th of the month. We've got people on this call right now, and we have less people on this call than we had on the last call. Why the other people felt they didn't need this, I really don't know. But these are the choices. But we've got people on this call that have made $50 so far this month. We've got people on this call that have made $500 this month. We've got people on this call that have made $5,000 so far this month. Well, why is that? Why is it different? If we've all got the same products and we've all got the same marketing system, what's the difference? Well, the difference is the products. We know it's not products. Products are the same. We know it's not the marketing system. That's the same. The difference is you. The difference is how you think about this, and it's how you feel about it. 500 to 1,500 a month. That's all that most people want. Well, to make that in a month, all you need to do is follow the signals and learn to trade. That'll make you 500 to 1,500 a month. If you want to make it in a week, build a small team. And it doesn't have to be a big team. 12 people will get you 600 a month. 30 people will get you $1,000 a month, plus some trading profits. It's not a huge team. We're not talking about go and build an army. And if you want to make it in a day, well, you can make it in a day. All you've got to do is just build a bigger team. This is a very simple business. We've just made it too complicated. Let's just keep it nice and simple. Here's what you don't need. You don't need 10 times the social media following that you've got right now. You don't need 10 times the number of hours in a day. We've all got the same number of hours in a day. Simon has 24 hours a day. People who've never got started with this business yet still have 24 hours in a day. We've all got the same. You can't do anything about that anyway. You don't need 10 times the experience, because we did a conference about 6 weeks ago now, and there was a girl who went on stage on the conference, 19 years old, been in the business since September of last year. She's making $50,000 a month. Nothing to do with the experience, because she's 19 years old. The difference is you. The difference is how you feel about I Am Academy, first of all. Are you proud of I Am Academy? Are you actively engaged with it, first of all? Are you using these products? If you're not actively using these products, everything else that I'm saying is useless. You have to use them, make money with them, experience it, because then you will feel stronger about it. It's how you feel about the products will come across to the people that you're talking to. When you can say from your heart, yeah, maybe I'll lose a trade a day. Yeah, maybe sometimes I have a bad day. Maybe I lose a bit a day, but I never lose a week. And when you can say it from the heart, that makes all the difference in the world. It's how you feel about your own personal financial future. Simon and I have had conversations, even today we were talking about it, but I am so excited about 2021. I will make more money in 2021 than I made from 2000 to 2010 put together. I'll probably make more money in 2021 than I made in the 20 years from 1980 to 2000. And that's because of the opportunity that we have right now. Here's the formula that you need to succeed. This is simple. It's an old Jim Rohn quote. You've probably heard it, but it's worth repeating. For things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, you've got to get better. And we don't mean you've got to turn into a rocket scientist. We just mean small changes consistently every day, small positive changes. Because if you don't, then I can tell you exactly what 2021 is going to look like. It's going to look exactly like 2020, 2019, and 2018, and 2017. If you don't change, you're not going to get a different result from what you got before. It's really simple. So I want to touch really quickly on how you build an organization, because building an organization isn't difficult. First thing you need to know, who do you look for? Who are we looking for? You're looking for dissatisfied people. And we've been saying to this for a while now. It's not looking for people who you think will be really good at trading. It doesn't matter to you if they're really good at trading. Just people who are dissatisfied. People who are dissatisfied with the amount of money that they've got coming in. People who need more money. They're an ideal candidate for us. People who don't like the jobs. My last job that I had was a well-paid job. I got paid a lot of money. It's a long time ago now, but I got paid well for it. But I hated it because I hated the prat that I worked for. The guy that I had to answer, I won't swear, but you know what I think he was. He was a complete and utter jerk. And I hated going into work. I had a well-paid job with a company car and I drove to work hating it. People who aren't happy with their lifestyle. People who look around the place where they live and they think, I really, really don't want to be here, but I have to be here. Those are my circumstances. This is what life's given me. I'd like to change it. Well, we can change that for people. People who don't like their working hours. People who, again, years and years ago, when I first started selling cars, I loved selling cars. I enjoyed selling cars when I was a salesman. But I hated the fact I never got a weekend off to see my family. People who want to change that. People who want to change their working conditions. You know, some people do jobs and they're working in places that they just don't enjoy. You know, I don't know exactly what, I can't give you examples, but there are people who don't enjoy the circumstances. My father-in-law, I can give you an example actually. My first father-in-law used to be a coal miner, and he suggested to me at one point in time when I was very, very young that he could get me a job working in the coal mine. Can you imagine? I mean, seriously. People who aren't happy with their future prospects. That's what you're looking for. Make a list of all the people that you know who might not be happy with any particular aspect of the job. And then all you need to do is ask them the question. And it's really, really not difficult. Remember, it's only one question. It's the same question time after time. And the question is, if I could show you how to make an extra 500 to 1,500 a month without changing your lifestyle, because most people are happy with their lifestyle. Most people are happy with their friends and everything else. Let them do what they're happy with. You don't have to turn them into marketing machines, but if they can do that, they're fine. And if they say no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine because you did your part. You asked. You don't have to go out and sell to people. This isn't about twisting people's arms up the backs and becoming the double glazing salesman door to door with the foot jammed in the door. You don't have to do that. Just ask people, and if they say no, that's fine. All you need to do now is ask the next person on the list. That's why we tell you to make a big list. You know, the bigger the list that you have, you don't worry when someone says no. If you've got 3 people on your list and 2 of them saying no, you're quietly crapping yourself, to be honest with you. But just make a big list. Because if they turn around and they say no, if the second person says no, Well, that's all right as well. What we do isn't for everybody. We don't have to play the convincing game. Simon, you've heard Simon and I talk about the convincing game before. It never works. If you have to convince someone today, someone will tell them something tomorrow, and they'll have to change. You have to talk them all over again, and it's just too much like hard work. Just don't let them tell you that what you're doing now isn't for you, because people will do that. People will turn around and say to you, "Oh, I don't want to do that. It's a scam. That you shouldn't have got involved in that." Look, mate, if you don't want to do it, that's great. Don't tell me what I should or shouldn't do. I'm not telling you you should do this. Don't tell me I shouldn't. It's okay if they don't buy your story, as long as you don't buy their story. We have a phenomenal business that changes people's lives. People don't want their life changed. That's cool. Just talk to the next person who does. Because the only thing that's different in any business is you. And you need to believe in yourself and your business as much as we believe in you. Because the one thing that Simon and I know is that we've got a bunch of people on this call right now, and some of you are so much better than you think you are. We know how much you can do. We know how far you can go. Some of you don't yet believe in yourselves. Trust us and believe in what we think, and do what we show you. Not what we tell you, what we show you. You can do whatever you want. Now, that said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, because what I've just been talking about is belief. And I heard a story, and again, Simon and I, you guys know, we talk many times a day, and we talk about belief, and we talk about the fact that people don't necessarily believe in themselves as much as we believe in them, and they don't believe in this business as much as they don't believe in them. And there was a story, and Larry Thompson tells a story. And those guys that got Larry's audios may have heard his goldmine story. I heard his goldmine story 30 years ago. And the person who told me Larry's goldmine story, I remember the day so clearly, I can't tell you. It was a Saturday afternoon in Manchester. Really, really hot summer day. We're in a hotel, and it was so hot, all the windows, this is a big old-fashioned hotel. All the windows were open. Simon, you remember was it Bowlers?
Yeah.
What was it called? Wasn't
Parkers.
Parkers. All the windows were open. You could hear all the traffic going past. And every time you heard a fire engine go past, Simon had his usual crappy jokes, which he's repeated millions of times since. But I heard this story, the goldmine story. And the guy who told the story said, just close your eyes and just picture the scene. And I close my eyes and I picture the scene. And honestly, I wish you were sat in the room listening to the story, because it might impact your life as much as it impacted my life 30 years ago, seeing it as clearly as I did. But you weren't there 30 years ago, but you are here tonight. And the same person can tell you the story. So Simon, tell them the story you told me 30 years ago.
Cheers, Rog. Yeah. Well, before I do that, I've got a list of things that I wanted to cover tonight, but I will talk about the goldmine story because it's possibly the most relevant story I've heard in my 33-year career. Have I been doing it 33 years? Yeah, 33 years. And but the interesting thing is, what staggers me, and this isn't for the newbies, this is for people that have been involved for whether it be a week or a month or whatever. I struggle if you haven't got your two. Now, I'm not going to be bleating on at you, crapping on you, smacking you, or doing whatever. But what I need to do is I need to understand, why the friggin' hell can't you recruit just two people? And it comes down to one word, and that's belief. You haven't got no belief in the business. Now, I'm now going to ask you this one question. Are you trading? Have you set up a broker? Are you trading on the signals? And have you got a demo account? If you haven't, that's where you're going wrong. Number one, get a demo account. Costs you nothing. Then when you get the signals, play around with the signals. Don't try and guess the market and try and do it yourself. Use the signals. Because then when you start to be making some money, it doesn't matter if it's a demo account, a live account, a real account, or whatever account, but you then can package a story to sell your contacts. Because I tell you now, this is how it's going to go. I'm just going to pick on one person called John. And John's talking to Mary, a friend of his, about the opportunity, about how fantastic it is, got these products and everything else, and they're really great. And then Mary turns around and says, great, John, how much money have you made? Then John turns around and says, yeah, I haven't made any money. Now, let's assume that John's got a demo account and John's got some trades and put some trades on and he won some trades. So he can turn around and say, well, yesterday I was working the signals and it's about 35 minutes and I made about £32. So you have a story. Now, if you've got nothing to say, nothing to sell, they're going to be thinking, well, why are you doing it? You're saying all this and all that. So I don't trust you. I don't believe what you're doing. So guys, get yourself set up. That's nothing to do with the gold mine story that I'm now going to tell you. And I learned this story 30 odd years ago and it's stunning. Now, when I tell you this story, if I say to you, and the wind was warm, feel the wind on your face is warm. Okay, so it's all on a Sunday. Sunday morning, you normally wake up, let's say around, I don't know, let's say 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. But this special Sunday, you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m. You wake up and you think, wow. You sit up in bed, you go to the kitchen, you pour some orange juice, you make some toast, you get your breakfast, and you open the door and you feel this warm breeze. And you think, wow, what a great day. Tell you what I'm going to do. The kids are asleep, the wife's asleep, or the partner's asleep. I'm going to go for a drive. You get in your car, you go down the normal route that you go to town. Then all of a sudden, you're looking to one side and you're passing this, it's like a cave, or it's like a rock with a load of foliage in the middle. And it's a path that goes up to it. You think, I've never been up there. I wouldn't have a clue what's up there. I tell you what, let's drive up there and have a look. So you pull over, you drive up the road. It's a beaten up old track. No one's been up there. You go to the top, you see all this foliage, and you pull up, you then pull it to one side. You pull it to one side and you see it's the mouth of a cave. You think, wow. And you gently decide that you're going to go in. You're thinking, it feels pretty safe. You go in the cave for around about 12 feet. And then you turn to the right. The cave turns to the right. And then you turn right and you go, OMG, wow. And it's this mountain of gold coins. You think, what? So what do? You grab these gold coins and you take them out the cave and you put them in your boot of the car. You put in so many coins. You then drive home. You think, oh, I'm so excited. Wow, this is fantastic. You drive home. Now, if it was in pitch dark and you had your headlights on, the headlights would be shining into the stars. The boot was way down so much. And you drive home. You pull up to your drive. Your wife comes to the front door. She said, darling, where you been? I got worried. I didn't know where you'd gone. He said, open the garage door now. And she gets all panicky, thinking, why? What's wrong? What's wrong? So she opens the garage door. You back the car up. You open the boot. Her eyes and her mouth drop to the floor. She said, where'd you get all this? He said, don't ask me those questions. Just help me unload it. I'm going to go back and get some more. So you unload all the coins into the garage. You're going back, but you're thinking smart. You're thinking, right, I don't want to be handing these. I want to be getting a spade. So where do you go? You don't go to do it all or the cheapest one. You go and pay full retail for a spade, the biggest bucket spade you can get. You go back to the cave and you start shoveling these coins into your car. And you do this now. That's the second time. You do it again the third time. But you're noticing something's not quite right. You're thinking, hold on, there's something that's not right with this. So what you do is you put a branch in the ground where the last coin is. You go back home, you say to the wife, come on, you got to help me quicker. In actual fact, I tell you what, you can come to the cave with me. You can help me. This is a two-man thing. So she gets in there. And as you go into the cave, you turn right and you see this branch that you place, and you're 100% right. There is something wrong. The more coins you're taking, the more coins appear. Every coin you take, two more appear. So what's going through your mind right now? You're thinking you need help. So you then go back home. You're thinking, so what do I do? Do I run an ad? No. What do you think? You want to go and speak to your brother. You want to go and speak to your brother, Dave. So you go into Dave's house and the cup final is on and his team is playing in the cup final. What do? Do you sit down and watch the cup final with him? No. You turn around and say to Dave, Dave, I don't give a toss what you're doing. I don't care what you're saying. You're coming with me. I need some help. I've found a gold mine. And Dave goes, no. I'm okay. I've got to watch my team, see if they win the cup final. No, Dave, you don't understand what I'm saying. I found a gold mine. I need some help to get the gold. No, it's okay. I'll get round to do it tomorrow. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit down with Dave and just watch the match? No. You are going to find somebody else, and then somebody else, and then somebody else, and somebody else. That's the attitude that you've got to have to build your business. We have here in IM Academy the perfect gold mine. But you guys aren't recognizing it. You don't understand it. Now, this is what's going to happen. Next year, 2021 will be phenomenal for some people. Won't be phenomenal for all of you. It's only going to be for some people. Because some of you will still be in the same rut that you've been in since you've been involved. And that rut is that you can't find anybody to prospect or recruit, or you don't know what to say. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Simon, you're giving a bit of a bollock in it. Well, if that's the case, if the cap fits, wear it. I don't get it when people can't recruit people. It means you've got no belief. You do not believe what you're doing or what you got into. There's people making obscene amounts of money. You've heard Roger say, going back a week or so ago, that Roger and I was on a Zoom call when we was originally involved, and Brandon was on the line, and I asked Brandon how much money he was making. And my jaw dropped. It was thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands a minute. A frigging minute. Now, that was when we thought, okay, we might not be making those thousands and thousands. But guess what? We knew somebody could, and somebody was. So then you have to tell the story.
I have to interrupt. I can't help it. I have to interrupt at this point. But we go about like sort of slight exaggeration. When you go to thousands of minutes.
Well, okay. Well, it was
I'll tell you the number. I'll tell you the numbers because I think we can tell this number on here because we're not on social media. Yeah. Here's the story. Here is the story. Simon's face was a picture. His drawer dropped.
Now I'm used to big money, guys. I am used to big money.
Simon said to Brandon, "Can I just ask you a personal question?" And I thought, what the hell's he going to ask now? I know him. Yeah. What's he going to ask now? Personal questions can be anything. Yeah. And Brandon said, sure. And Brandon's very straight and formal. Yes, of course you can. And Simon said, how much money do you make? And Brandon said, I'll give you 2 answers to the question. He said, in my networking business, I make about $70,000 a month. And we went, wow, that's pretty good. 70 grand a month. That's good. And he said, but I consider that to be fishing money compared to what I make trading, because my trading last month I made $369,000. And he said, and he carried on talking, and Simon, I just heard Simon go, what? And I'm looking at him on the Zoom. He nearly fell off the chair. And Brandon carried on talking, and Simon said, no, stop, rewind back. I want to know how much. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. $369,000 in the previous month. So it's not quite thousands a minute, but it was good.
No, but it won't. He turned around and said it averages around 1,000 a week. And I thought 1,000 a week, nothing to do with network marketing, with your royalties, that's with the product. And what goes through my mind is just imagine how many pills, potions, lotions you've got to sell to make anywhere near that in 10 years.
But here was the thing. Here was the thing. On Monday of this week, you guys, most of you guys, were on another call with Brandon on Monday. And he told about, I've heard 2 stories this week that blew me away. One story is Nick Weimer on? No, Nick Weimer isn't on this call. So.
Yes, I am.
Oh, there you are, Nick. Oh, he's hiding. There's no camera. That's why. I thought you were
sorry.
I thought you were sat in the sauna on the last one. Because
I didn't even realise I didn't have the camera on. Yeah.
It does look like you sat in the sauna.
Yeah.
So was it you that posted the comments about the story about someone that you saw the other day making 700 grand in one night?
I'm not sure if I know the story, but that wasn't me. But I was on another call with Matthew Thayer when somebody in the room with him said, "Blimey, your account's just gone over 6 million." He just placed a trade and his account had just ticked over 6 million, and he said, "Yeah, it was 3 months ago. It was 3 million. Now it's 6." He's doubled his account from 3 to 6 million in 3 months.
Rosie was saying
then there's been the other one. Yeah.
Rosie was saying she was on that live session. But it was one session where he made 700 grand in one session. And
that's right, yeah.
Those Matty sessions, you all know that Matty sessions are usually 25 minutes, half an hour. You know, he rarely goes for the full hour. Yeah, but 700 grand. Then Brandon, you guys heard Brandon the other day say that he was talking to a different trader who'd made 700 grand in a week trading. But the interesting thing is that Matty Thayer has been trading for less than 3 years. He didn't tell us who the other guy was. But again, the story was that only 3-4 years ago, that guy was skint. Brandon's own story is that when Brandon, just before Brandon got involved with IM Academy, not too long before that, his gym had gone bust. He'd split up from his wife, and he was down to he was on the verge of bankruptcy. I don't know whether he was actually made bankrupt or on the verge of bankruptcy. But if you saw him post his goals for next year, the other day he posted his goals for next year, and his goals are to hit Chairman 500 next year, which pays a little over 3 million, plus another 5 million in trading profits. And this is why we're talking about belief.
Roger, can I say one other thing?
Of course you
can. Do people know what percentage you have to increase your account per week to double it in 3 months? It's just over 5%. Just over 5% a week.
5% a week.
Yeah, and your account doubles in 3 months.
To double it in 3 months.
Yeah, because I did the maths after I heard him say he'd gone from 3 to 6 million in 3 months. I back-checked, did the maths.
And the thing is, you all know that we're looking for 5% a day. When we trade, that's our target figure for the day, 5% a day. Can I have a show of hands? Who makes an average 5% a day? Yeah,
I've made 60% this week,
60% this week.
and I didn't trade today. I just watched the trades from yesterday. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
These numbers that we're talking about, I know they're ridiculous. I know the telephone numbers. And that's why we deliberately play down. And it's really important that you understand why we've started to play down the Zoom, and we're only talking about 500 to 1500 a month, because most people would not believe if we tell them what you guys know, they wouldn't believe it in the first instance. We're lucky that you guys, you trusted us and took us on our word when you first came on board, and now you're experiencing it. But we'll actually reach more people if we just turn around and tell them numbers that their heads can deal with. But you guys know how much more it can be. And you guys know why I said that next year, I firmly expect to make more next year than I made in the previous 10 years. And you all know that it's completely and utterly possible. It's just insane.
Yeah, guys, getting back to recruitment, because I want to stay on point, is that the majority of you need to find your two. And that again says to me, you're hearing the stories, so you should reach out to your contacts and just turn around and say, listen, Mary, listen, John, listen, Jane, you've got to come onto this Zoom. I've partnered with some of these people that have got some crazy stories. If you want to hear some people making some money, physical money, I'm going to invite you onto a Zoom. Now, do not get any misconception. It doesn't go on for hours. It's literally 15 minutes long. So that's going to be sort of like, 3 or 4 cups to boil. It's not going to be War and Peace. You're not going to be sat in there bored stiff. It goes over an overview of what I've partnered with and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Now, have a look at some real people that are making some real money, then come back to me. Because at the end of the day, folks, all you need is a system on how to present the opportunity, how to invite people. Because some of you, I don't even think you're even talking to anyone. For me, I just talk the hind legs of a donkey every day. And it's like I had 3 prospects on the call tonight. So I've now got to follow them up. Now, I asked them to phone me afterwards because I've got a business proposition I'd like to offer you. Now, I've only had 1 phone me back. The other 2 haven't phoned. And then we've more or less jumped on this call. So I will be following up those people. But if any of you that's on this call, and if there's any of you that's watching this recording, would like to know how to create a system or how to create your story, your why, phone me. Phone me. And I will guide you, help you, and share your story with your people. Now, I said to Roger earlier on today about this call, I said, wouldn't it be great if I could just pick on someone and I could phone their person for them? Because I love doing crap literally out in the open, in people's face and everything else. But then we thought, no, we don't really want to do that, can't really do that. But anyway, all this you need.
Let me tell people why, just because this is for your sake. Tell people why. Simon wanted to take people's calls and do people's calls for him. The problem with doing that is that what it teaches people is Simon will do it for you. And I heard Larry Thompson say something the other day that really made so much sense to me, because what Larry said was, it's a bit of an analogy like taking people to the gym who say they want to get fit. So you take them to the gym and introduce them to the gym, and then you introduce them to the PT who sort of goes through the exercises and tells them what to do. Simon actually then making the phone call for them is a bit like lifting the weights for them as well. They're not really going to get any benefit. You need to make the phone calls yourself. And I give full credit to Simon, because the fact that he's prepared to do it and he's prepared to lift your weights for you is great. But all it means is that you'll just turn around and say, Simon, here's my list. Can you phone everybody and I'll take the money? Well, that's not fair. That really isn't fair. And more importantly, you're not
I would-
learning if you do that, because if all you know is that I just have to give Simon the number and he'll do everything for you, you don't learn how to do it yourself. It is important that you learn how to talk to people yourself. But guys, talking to
The re-
people is really not difficult. All you've got to
Yeah.
say is one thing.
Going back, the reason why I'm more aggressive in recruitment than I have been is because I didn't earn any income for 4 years. I got involved in a couple of companies that we had some real crazy CEOs that couldn't organize a piss up in a brewery, and the companies went down. And I put a lot of people into those companies, and it damaged my credibility. So I know that I have to have an aggressive attitude, because not having an income for 4 years is not a great feeling. So I came up with one sentence every single day. Would you like to know what the sentence was? Wave your hand if you would like to know what the sentence was. Okay, here's the sentence, and you can write it down if you want to write it down. What's my alternative? When someone says, well, how are you going to make money then? Why don't you get a job? Is that my alternative? No frigging way. I've never had a job in my life. And I never want to start to have a job. I personally think I'm totally unemployed.
I think that too.
That's, I was going to say, that's just me, but it's not just me. It's me and Roger.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most important thing.
No, you misunderstood. I thought you were unemployable.
Yeah. You know, it's nice having the big fella having a little dig now and again, and I do let him have it. And I don't slap him around the
We
mud.
both feel exactly the same way about this, guys. Seriously, we have a lot of fun with this. This is our business, and we treat it very much like a business. But we do have fun with it. You know, I've had those jobs. I said to you before, I've had those jobs where I've gone to work and it's been crap. I knew I was going to be walking in, talking to a complete and utter arsehole who was supposed to be my boss, and he didn't have the faintest idea what he was talking about. I remember going one day. I had a customer that I'd sold a load of vans to, and the customer was on the Wirral, and it was the month end, and I had to bring money in to cover the debtors list that was going in, and this one company owed me £750,000, which wasn't a problem because I knew that was the day I was going to. I drove across to pick a check up for £750,000, and I'm driving back with the check in my pocket. There's no problem with any of it, and my phone rang, and my boss is on the phone. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I've been out to pick a check up. I had to pick some money up from Wallasey." And he said, "We've got a debtors meeting." I said, "I know, that's why I've been out." He said, "We've got a guy on here that owes us 300 quid. Do you know what that's about?" I've got a check for £750,000 in my pocket. That's why I hated going to work, because I'm talking to a muppet who's whinging about 300 quid when I've got £750,000 in my pocket. I know what it's like to work for morons. And just like Simon, I'm completely unemployable. I walked away from that job 19 years ago. I'm getting older. And I've never worked for anyone else since. Right now, I don't have a boss. I have a business partner who I speak to every day. We call each other names. We take the mickey out of each other ruthlessly. But we make decisions that are worth fortunes, and they impact thousands of lives. And we're trying to impact your lives and help you to move yourselves from where you are now to where you've never been. And we can do it. And that's what this is about. And when Simon said, this is about recruiting, because I think Simon thought I was getting off track when I was talking about all the money that people are making in IM. But they're not just making money from trading. It's not just about the monster money they're making from trading, because people are making crazy money by introducing other people to the business. And what people are doing is helping other people, and they're paid obscene amounts of money for helping other people. You can't scare people off.
All the chairman 750s, that's recruitment. Every single one of those incomes where they make $1 million a month is recruitment. Their trading money is on top of that.
Well, so, Jason Brown, 860,000 a month And we asked him about trading, and he said, "No, I ain't got time to do that." Now, he trades Bitcoin because he loves Bitcoin. And we know that, yeah, last month Bitcoin did all right, and Jason made another $750,000 on Bitcoin. But he doesn't have time to trade because he makes nearly $1 million a month by building his team. But the good news is the trading, if he doesn't trade, he doesn't make that money. But if he takes a month off from networking, he still gets paid. I mean, how cool is that? Seriously. That's something special. Because by now, he's brought people on and he's advanced them to the point where they don't actually need Jason to hold their hands. So he can find some more people, yeah. But he'll still get paid for everything that they do. And that's what we're trying to do with you guys, and get you to the point where you can bring your people on and get some of your guys self-sufficient and make you guys independent. And eventually, we're getting old now, so eventually we'll get to rest occasionally. I don't know. We probably won't because we both enjoy what we do. But that's
somebody said to me going back 3 weeks ago, "So Simon, when are you going to retire?" Why would I want to retire from something I love doing? I feel as though I'm retired now. So why would I want to retire from something I love doing? But the interesting thing is, you're going to be coming up to New Year's Eve, where you should be looking at making some goals, some targets. You need to be thinking to yourself, what do you want in 2021? What do you want to do? What target do you want to reach? Now, Brandon's got a target where he's got an incentive where people can be making thousands for going chairman. If you go chairman 10, you can earn $10,000 just as a thank you bonus. For me, I could earn, if I go chairman, well, I'm already chairman 10, but if I go chairman 10, I get nothing. So I've got to go chairman 25. And if I go chairman 25, I earn 25,000. So that's my target. So I'm going all balls out for chairman 25. Now, if I'm going to do that, guys, you've got just as easier chance to go chairman 10 as I have to go chairman 25. But what you need to ask yourself is, do you want it badly enough? Because I tell you now, if you do that, every single Christmas will be radically different for you. Radically different. It will be an amazing time. But folks, you have the golden fleece. But what you're not doing is you're not talking to enough people about your opportunity. I'm staggered. I'm hitting my head against a brick wall every day thinking, why aren't you guys finding like 2 or 3 people a week? Why not?
Can we just tag on to that? We were on Larry Thompson's book club last Friday, and Larry Thompson said, your job's really simple. All you've got to do is find 10 people a month. If you find 10 people, that's only 2 a week. If you find 10 people a month and you teach them the same thing, and you tell them your job's really simple, you've got to find 10 people a month. Well, if 10 people, you find 10 people in your first month, the next month, they all find 10 each. Then you've got 110 people coming in the next month. And if you teach them to do the same thing, the month after that, you've now got, well, you're definitely going to have more than 1,000 people in the third month. You're chairman 10. And the thing is, chairman 10 is 500 people in your team. So that actually means you've got leeway. You can allow for the people that are going to fail to hit that. But we know how many people there are. We've got more than 300 people in this company that are at chairman 10 or above. And at chairman 10 or above, you're being paid $10,000 plus bonuses. And the plus bonuses really turns, am I right in saying, Sam, the 10 grand a month, by the time you add the bonuses in, that's pretty much going to take you to £10,000 a month, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So £10,000 a month, that's £120,000 a year. And if you make a point of saying, I'll come hell or high water, I don't care what I do, I will find 10 people this month, and you lead by example, and I'm on it, I'm already on it. So I said before, we will show you, not tell you. I'm already on it and I'm on track for it. But if you find 10 people in a month and you teach people to find 10 in a month, it'll take you 3 months to hit chairman. It means you could be, by next Christmas, you could be chairman 25 or above.
Mm.
You could be chairman 50. If you could get that level of duplication, you could be chairman 50. That's Brandon Boyd's kind of money. You know when he said 70 grand a month, but I consider that to be fishing money.
Yeah.
It must be really expensive fishing in Utah, mustn't it?
Yeah.
Like maybe he buys a new boat every month when he wants to go fishing. I don't know.
Mm.
That's what's available. And honestly, it's here. Can you see why we get week in, week out, for 15 months, week in, week out, we've said we get more excited every week about this opportunity. Some of you guys joined us 6 months ago. Some of you have really see what we can see, and you're all excited about it. And I'm so glad. And I know that you'll be there as chairman with us, and I'll be so happy. And so I can't wait by the time we get to September and we finally get to go to Houston for the convention again. And I know that some of you guys are going to be coming with us and going up on stage as chairman. I will be so proud to see that.
Don't forget also they're looking to do chairman retreats.
Oh yeah.
They will be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You know, it's your life in 2021 could be something that you never thought it could be.
Mm.
Yeah. I've had some good successes in my life. I had a good time. Like Simon, I mean, Simon did toy with retiring for a short while, but he got bored with it. I did the same thing. I retired at 49. And my retirement lasted for about 3 months, and I got bored. But your life can be whatever it has to be. My dad's life was work till he was not fit to work any longer, until he had to retire on grounds of ill health. Who the hell wants that? You know, too many people live that kind of life. Let's have a different life. That said, guys, let's wrap this up. Something I do want to say, so something I want to add. I mentioned Larry Thompson's book club. Give me a wave. How many people are part of Larry's book club? Okay, so about a third of you. Okay. A matter of 3 weeks ago, I arranged a call, and I think there's only, how many people on here that were on that call? 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 5 people that were on the call. Okay. I spoke to Larry and Taylor yesterday. If you're not aware of who Larry Thompson is, Larry Thompson's been in this industry for 52 years. In the last 52 years, he's created a new millionaire every 10 weeks for 52 years. The guy's 72 years old and is still hyper full of energy. And I do mean hyper, nearly as hyper as Simon. And I've asked Larry and Taylor if they will do another call in January for what we're going to call a focus group. Just create a focus group of people who aren't happy with where they are right now and want their lives to change in 2021. If you want to be one of those people, I need you to reach out to me directly, whether it be on Telegram, whether it be on WhatsApp. Send me a message and I will add you to the list. There are some conditions. There are some things that you're going to have to do, but not one of those things will cost you a penny. Okay? But if you want to be on that list, and if you want to be personally mentored by a guy who Simon and I drove the length and breadth of this country, drove thousands of miles 30 years ago listening to what this guy had to say, and we never thought we'd have the opportunity to work directly with him. But if you want to do that, do that. Zona says, what are the conditions? I'm not telling you. You're going to have to ask. You're going to have to
Go
reach
on.
out. No, you've got to reach out. First condition is, I want you to reach out. That's the first condition. So that's the deal, guys. If you want the opportunity to be mentored by not a millionaire, but by a millionaire maker, then Larry said to me that I can do that. So I want a personal message, not the message in the comments. Thank you guys for the message in the comments, but a personal message directly to me, and I will sort something out. That's it, guys. That's all we've got for tonight. No call tomorrow. Well, we do actually. We've got a book club call.
Yeah.
6 p.m. tomorrow. Some of you guys are also going to be on Go Live tomorrow with Eric Worre. Yeah. This weekend is going to be a busy weekend with Go Live. However,
Fraser's actually in Vegas now. I was speaking to him earlier.
right.
He was doing a guided tour of his hotel room and everything else and whatever. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So Go Live this weekend. Let's just jam those Zooms out next week. And can I just say before I wrap it up, Nick, Katie, stunning jobs with your Zoom this week. Absolutely awesome jobs.
Amazing.
And what I really like more than anything else is that we have two people who've never done a Zoom before. We gave you one shot or one notification. You put your hands up and said yes, you wanted to do it. You did great jobs. I want to see more people that will do those Zooms, because we've made this presentation really, really simple. We've made it really simple. We've made it, I know it's nerve-wracking for these guys to sort of take it on board and look, but they did it and they did a great job of it. I'd like to see more of you doing it as well, because if we have the system so simple that someone who's never done it before can take it on and do a presentation and have new people look at it and think, wow, I want to be part of that, we know we're doing something right at that point. So thank you to you two guys. Let me know, anybody, including you two, you're not excluded, you didn't get away with it once. Anyone else who wants to do a presentation once, again, let me know and we'll let you do it. All right, guys, remember the only condition for that, P150 or above to do that. Okay, we will see you all soon. Have a good evening, guys. Sorry it's been a little bit longer, but hopefully it's been valuable to you. See you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.